Good morning again. I'm here to talk to you about both the University Graduate College and one of the university facilities called the Graduate Center. So I'm going to cover the University Graduate College first and then the Graduate Center. Leslie's told you a bit about the school and its organization and structure. The University Graduate College is an overarching structure for all research students at Cardiff University. So there's this group of you here now, and over the last week and this week, we've been talking to the other PGRs coming in this year. There are about 300 researchers at Cardiff overall. So you're part of a much larger group, and the University Graduate College is here to serve the needs of that larger group. And really, at its core, we're about enhancing your experience overall as a researcher at Cardiff University. On the left here is Professor Terry Marsden. He's the Dean of the University Graduate College. So if it gets to the point that you go past the Dean of the School of Medicine, you would then be going up to the Dean of the University Graduate College. And Professor Ken Wan, who's the Deputy Dean. Ken is in pharmacy, a professor in pharmacy, and he's more involved in day-to-day operations of the University Graduate College, so you may see a bit more of him. Currently, the main office for the University Graduate College is in 60 Park Place. That's just really an administrative center, and the other half of the staff are based in the Graduate Center. That's for historic reasons. In July, we're opening our new offices in the Hayden Ellis building, which is much closer for you because it's about dead center of the campus if you consider the Heath Park campus as one end, and the Queen's buildings where engineering is based is the other end. So it'll be a little bit more convenient, and all of our training activities that fit in there will go there. You'll find out more about that as we go through the year. Now, the University Graduate College has 4 key functions, 2 of which you won't actually see on a day-to-day basis, but should be enhancing your experience. The first is about building capacity for postgraduate research. So that involves both getting more supervisory capacity, so more academic staff able to supervise research, and also about increasing funding for postgraduate research, so more studentships, more bursaries, more awards for postgraduate researchers. The second point is oversight of the quality systems overall for postgraduate research. So there's a group that ensures that this school is following the quality code that the university has, which is actually a UK-wide code, and also looks at other ways that we can improve the quality of the experience overall. All 4 of these groups, functions, are served by program teams, and I raise that because all of the program teams have postgraduate researchers as members of those teams, as well as the directors of postgraduate research studies in each of the academic schools at Cardiff University. So if you want to get more involved in year 2, year 3, you might want to consider being on one of these program teams. The third area of work is oversight of facilities, and partly this is a direct oversight of the graduate centers, which I'll tell you more about in a minute, and the other is looking at the facilities available to you as a researcher that we can influence, like libraries, IT services, and shared facilities in conjunction with the research office, research and commercial division. The fourth and biggest area, which you'll learn more about at starting out, is about providing opportunities for you to develop your research and professional skills. Bob will tell you about the compulsory course, but after the first year, there are many, many opportunities to further develop your research skills. And this brochure you should have in your pack, I hope. It's a very blurry picture, but I think you can recognize it. That covers what's available to you over the 3 to 4 years of your research degree at Cardiff. That'll be explained in more detail at the starting out event for new researchers. So this is an opportunity to meet the other researchers at the university, some who will be working in related areas to you, because obviously there's people in optometry, pharmacy, biomedical sciences who might be working in similar related areas. But also importantly, Leslie talked about sources of support, and the very first source of support on the list was friends and colleagues. So getting to meet people outside this school, outside your research group, this will be the first step in enabling you to do that, so you can get a different perspective on your life as a researcher here, and also lots of social opportunities, obviously. Your research is all-encompassing, but not 100%. See, even Leslie said you could go to the rugby and the opera. So you have 3 choices there. If you haven't, I think the 9th is fully booked, but there's still places on the 11th and the 22nd if you haven't booked for that event. More information you can get about, we've got obviously a website. There's also a Twitter account. If you don't want Twitter running all the time, you can check the feed on the website. We also send fortnightly email bulletins to you as researchers. I'm pretty sure you should be receiving them now if you've enrolled. So you'll get them from the University Graduate College, and that will tell you about the skills development opportunities, seminars, and events for researchers, and then you'll get one from the Graduate Center, which will be more about its activities and facilities. So the Graduate Center, the main Graduate Center, is on the Cathays Park campus in the Students' Union building. We're on the 3rd floor. If you collected your ID card at the Cathays Park campus, you probably went past it. It's open until midnight every day. Opens at 8 in the morning for those of you who are early risers. And we're open all through the year because the research degree students are here 12 months a year, and taught students who we also serve in the Graduate Center are also here for 12 months, so open year-round. We do have slightly earlier closure in the summer, but that's just because our experience tells us that people don't need it as much. You'll find that once whatever the early teens of June is, when all the undergraduates leave, suddenly the campus is a much bigger space. So there's lots of places to go that you didn't have before. New, I don't have any photos of this. It's because it's still being furnished. Literally, some of the furniture was delivered yesterday, but we hope that we'll be opening this by the end of the month. The students at the Heath Park campus, research students, have been very involved in developing this. I don't know if Anya's here yet, but other research students over the last couple of years in defining what's going to be available to you. So this is actually, it says 3rd floor, that's wrong. It's on the 2nd floor. It's just down the corridor from the PGR office. So that's going to be open 24/7 with your ID card. There's going to be some network computing, but mostly we're expecting that you bring laptops. That's what we've been told. There's a social space, so at your request, Wii consoles, Freeview TV, DVD player, and that sort of thing, and their ability to make hot drinks, and we will tell you more about that as soon as it's available. The main Graduate Center has meeting and group study spaces. It has a reading room, computer rooms, wireless internet access. For some of these are used more by taught students, so master's students are much more likely to use the group study rooms. You'll be attending workshops in them over this year ahead before we move into the Hayden Ellis building. You're usually very well equipped with computing up here as well, but what we find is students who live further closer to the city center find the Graduate Center as a convenient place to pop in and do some work. So the other thing is the venue for the postgraduate conferences and seminars. There's also a social program, a fairly big social program organized. When you find some time, there's a cafe bar, which is open lunchtime and in the evening. So it's a place where postgraduates gather at the university. That's a photo which my colleague wanted to put in, but I didn't, so we use the same slideshow. I hope you've gotten to some of the events. We're right at the very end of Postgraduate Welcome Fortnight. I hope you got this you get information by the email. So there were 2 weeks worth of social events for new postgrads that ran alongside Freshers Fortnight to give you an opportunity to meet some other postgraduates. There's still time. There's live music tonight in the Graduate Center, 5:30, so drinks after work kind of approach. There's film night and an open mic night on Sunday for those of you who have a talent that you'd like to share. The regular program of events includes day trips. Leslie showed you Brecon, that we actually go to Brecon in the summer, but there's also a whole array of things normally on Saturdays and Sundays. They are typically to what would you consider tourist attractions. Maybe you haven't been since you had a primary school trip there, but also international students. It tends to be a list of things that we could get to in a day that most people would want to see whilst they're here. They do run past March, so there's a schedule on our website up until August. You can bring guests on these trips, so family, partners are more than welcome to come along. We also run regular quiz nights in the cafe bar every Wednesday throughout the autumn term, and usually through the spring term as well. Depends on how enthused any individual cohort is. There's a thing for Wednesdays now. I suspect that Wednesdays for you actually aren't as free as they are for postgraduate taught students. Tends to be when the seminars are, but you never know, you might have a break and you can get to the Boulders Indoor Climbing Center or do a bike ride up to Castle Cock. Every Saturday night are free films, so that's also in the cafe bar, and they alternate between new DVD releases, classic films, and world cinema. Again, you can bring guests to those events, so if you've found yourself short at the end of the month, it's a free thing to do. Every Friday will be live music in the cafe bar, and Sunday alternates between games nights and open mic nights. There's also a set of annual events, so if you're here over the Christmas break, we run some activities just prior to the Christmas break so you can meet other people who are around. These really depend on what students want, so if you're interested in getting involved in planning social events, please do come along, and whatever's on that list is what you want. What researchers do tend to get much more involved in, not in the first year, but in second and third year, is actually running events and seminars themselves. So, for example, we have a neuroscience cafe that's organized by the research students. We have a funded project program in the University Graduate College where you can get together with other students and devise an event, either day conference, seminars, and run those in the Graduate Center because it is a good space for that. For more information, standard website, Facebook, Twitter account, and if you want to speak to somebody, there is somebody on the phone line. You can also stop by. Our reception is staffed from 8:30 in the morning until midnight, so there's always somebody at reception. For those of you who are new to Cardiff, they are very well briefed and can answer general questions about Cardiff as well. And as I said, we have our regular email bulletin. You can unsubscribe from that. It's at the bottom of everything. But in the beginning, we try to get blanket coverage so you know what's available to you, and then you can make the choice. So there's a little advert on behalf of the Students' Union. There is a student representative, postgraduate officer. The nominations close next Wednesday, and the elections are the week after that. And if you want to get involved in representative structures more generally, there's an option through the Postgraduate Association of the Students' Union. So, and you missed anything, you have any questions, want more detail, and also the detail of the Heath Park Centre will be posted on our website as well. So, thank you very much for your attention, and all the very best with your research degree at Cardiff. Hope to see you at University Graduate College events or the Graduate Centre at some point. So, thank you very much.